Hey everyone, it's Ty at Rebuku. Today I just want to come on and talk about how to set up a successful shoot for Team Creator. There are just some small tips that I would like to give, but they're important tips for when you're photographing your teams individually for Team Creator. First thing we want to talk about is your tripod and your camera. You should be using a tripod. Well, you must actually use a tripod for this to come off correctly. Tripod needs to be at a fixed height, and your camera needs to be at a fixed focal length. This can be achieved two ways. One, by using a prime or fixed lens, and two, if you've got a lens you can zoom in and out on, locking down a specific focal length and taping that lens to where it will not get zoomed in and out. The other thing with your camera settings is you want to make sure you're shooting an aperture of f8 or smaller. And when I say smaller, I mean f10, f12, etc. The reason is to maintain maximum detail in the hair for extraction. This will allow us to see the hair in full res and be able to extract properly. Your athlete also needs to be standing in the same place every time. You can mark this location with some kind of pad or an X, whatever it may be, but just make sure that these three things are happening at the same time. Your tripod's at its fixed height, your camera's at its fixed length and proper aperture, and your athlete is always standing in the same place. Now, if you are shooting outdoors, I do not recommend standing your athletes in the grass. Grass does come above the shoes, and once your images are extracted, anything that is above the shoes will stay on the shoes. So if you've got them out in a field, lay down a piece of cardboard for them to stand on or some type of mat so that we can get a clean extraction around their feet. Also, that is a good reminder that Team Creator can be photographed on any solid or environmental background. It doesn't have to be green screen. It doesn't have to be white. It can be any background necessary. The less busy the background, the better. Also, people ask a lot about posing. My idea on posing is when you're working with a team of 20 or more is to keep the posing very static, meaning not a lot going on with their hands, their arms, their crouch, their positioning. It's just a very static, subtle change in posing, whether it's left shoulder out, right shoulder out, standing center, kneeling, squatting, sitting, standing, when you're working with teams of 20 or more. When you're working with teams of less than 20, even more so in the 15 range, you can be more dynamic. I don't recommend you putting a bat or a hockey stick or lacrosse stick behind anybody's back or having two basketballs and having them spread their arms clear out here, because that's a lot of space that you're taking up. So bring the ball in, have them dribble, whatever that may be. That gives us more negative space to work with. Down below in the email, I will post a graphic of just some small tips from us at Rebuku for a successful shoot. If you have any other questions, you can always reach out to us at support@rebuku.com. And that's it. As you know, turnaround times are 1 to 2 business days. Things are going fairly smooth. I hope you're enjoying the new system and service. We continue to make further updates. We'll have more updates coming here in the next week or two. So thank you all. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will talk soon.